Hey, remember we were talking about having that guest in, and she's here, Debra Rush from, say the name of your
Yes.
organization.
Breaking the chains.
Breaking the Chains, yeah. And you're breaking the
So,
chains from,
Human
yeah,
trafficking.
human trafficking. And
oh my God, I think that's so cool.
tell us just a little bit, what is that?
So, Breaking the Chains is a charitable organization here in the central San Joaquin Valley, and we provide hope, healing, and restoration through direct services. So, essentially, we are the emergency room and the housing unit.
But you're one of the biggest in the state, right, or the nation?
Yeah, we are.
In the nation. Now, who would you say gets human trafficked the most, or what's your target market? We don't sometimes understand what that is.
Unfortunately, I wish I could give you a target market, but what we are seeing is that really human trafficking happens across the globe and in every area, every economic background, every socioeconomic status. It doesn't matter, north of Fresno, south of Fresno, it's happening pretty much everywhere, men, women, and children. Right now, what we see is a lot of our clients are primarily youth and young
Yeah.
adults, so usually between about the ages of 12 and about 23.
Yeah. Now, if you're watching live, wondering what this angelic glow is in the middle, that's Athena. This bright ball of light is actually Athena in on our. By the way, the coronavirus is going on. Everybody's trying to be very distant. Deborah and I are about 5 feet apart. Athena is staying safely in another studio over at the radio station, so we can all, be spread apart. So that's what's going on. But until she comes back, we might just take her off the screen like this. Now, how are we the people? I mean, people are watching here today. How can we get involved in this anti-human trafficking drive you have?
Well, they could contact me directly at 559-492-1566. You could talk with any one of my staff members that answer the phone, or you can go directly to our website at www.btcfresno.org. But one of the things that I really want to spotlight today, which is the reason I'm here, is my book, A Cry of the Heart.
Oh, A Cry of the Heart, yes. Tell us about that.
So A Cry of the Heart... A Cry of the Heart is actually a biography of not just my life, but kind of how my story played into the city of Fresno as a whole, really beginning to embrace the need to really get involved in human trafficking, and the police department, the feds, and everybody, and how they kind of work together collaboratively to combat it here.
Yeah, we have the book on the screen. We saw the cover. So
yes, I think that one of the greatest misconceptions is that human trafficking is like something that's happening somewhere else, or it's not that big of an issue. And what we fail to realize is it's actually the number 2 criminal enterprise globally and domestically.
Yeah, we think of it as on the mean streets of New York or LA or something. Right here in Fresno, it goes on.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's actually one of the fastest paced crimes right now. So if you look at just 30 years ago, you've seen things like drugs, racketeering, guns, and those kind of held the top positions for many, many, many decades. And it took even racketeering and guns decades to kind of move their way up the ladder.
The human trafficking, the curve is just so great.
It's tremendous, especially when we know about curves right now, right? Working
Yes.
with COVID, we know all about the curve and how that something can just come in and just explode. Well, human trafficking really has essentially done the same thing just the last 10 years.
Athena, we're going to get this book. Say the name of the book again.
A Cry of the Heart.
A Cry of the Heart.
Hard. And you know what? Is this like how can we help you, Deborah? Like how can we help out these young ladies that are being human trafficked? Can we buy the book? Would that help? I mean, how can we as viewers help you?
So right now, again, I'm just going to redirect you back to our website. You can also go onto social media. We are on Facebook and on Instagram. Just today, we released a campaign for more help. So right now, just in the midst of COVID, of course, just like other charitable organizations, we're looking for financial assistance. A huge population of our clients are either just coming out of impoverished and homeless situations, or they are still homeless. They're in the hotels on Parkway and off of Belmont, just close to right where we're at here in the studio. I work each and every day.
Right.
And so we're asking for things like non-perishables. We have 63 clients right now that we're serving as of today, and then each one of those clients have extended families. So I would say probably about 40% of our clients have children, and so we're helping with board games and crafts and, of course, food. We're looking for our Zoom mentorships. A lot of our clients that are rescued, they come to us with no family, no community connection. As you guys know, just looking at stats, right? Suicide, depression, those type of things are on the up. So we're looking for people to encourage and come alongside some of our survivors right now.
Very good. Now, and I guess a big takeaway today from your interview is a lot of us don't know about it. A lot of us don't know what's going on, and most of us don't know it's the crime,
Right.
the rate is just very high. And one way we could find out about it is reading your story, your
Yes,
book. So.
absolutely. And I think it hits home. The forward is done by our now new mayor-elect, Jerry Dyer.
Okay.
It's endorsed by numerous public leaders, including best-selling author Francine Rivers. And so you definitely want to read it. I think that what's really important, and I really want to make sure that this gets out to your audience and we leave them with this, is that pretty much every person in this community falls in one of a few categories. You've either been trafficked, you know somebody, even if you don't realize it, who has been trafficked, or you will be trafficked.
Wow.
That's pretty scary. And that means that we have to take a stand. We have to get involved. We have to fight this the same as we did the war on drugs, and we have to get ahead of the curve.
Okay. Now, so we all probably know somebody or knew somebody or were trafficked. That's quite a statistic.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, your book, it said ebook. Is it in
Yes.
print too, or?
Absolutely. So you can contact me directly, and I'll be happy to send you an autographed copy.
Nice.
You can go on Amazon and get it Amazon Prime and have it in your hands in just a few days,
Yeah.
right? Or you can get an e-reader and have it instantly.
Right. Now, what the hardcover, the paperback, the ebook? Where do we go to that website, the BCT website, or somewhere else to get the book?
You know, that's what's awesome is you can go to the btcfresno.org website, scroll all the way to the bottom, and you'll see resources, and just hit Cry of the Heart, and you
By
can
the way,
request a copy.
BTC is for Break the Chains. BTCFresno.org, BTCFresno.org, and you can find the book.
Right. Or you can just go in, my favorite, go to Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Right?
And you got to remember the name though, which is Cry.
A Cry of the Heart by
A
Debra
Cry of the
Resch
Heart.
and Penelope Childers.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Penelope's been around here a little bit too. Yeah,
yeah.
very good. Athena.
Yes, I've been looking this whole time. I want to get the book, and it sounds like I could get it on the website. The way we can all help is through the website. If you have any other coming up when all the shelter and stuff is over, Debra, please let us know.
Absolutely.
Because I know a lot of people do a lot of fundraisers, events, but obviously you can't do that right now.
Right.
But when you do, please let us know.
Yeah, well, I'm glad,
Absolutely.
Athena, that we could do this still, just a little remote broadcast. Athena's here, I'm here. Athena's
Yeah.
crowd's watching, my crowd's watching, and hopefully we get a lot of people exposed to this issue that I didn't know. It's like the number 2 issue, you said?
Yes, the number 2 criminal enterprise
Wow, in the Valley or the nation?
in the nation and
In the
globally.
nation, yeah, and globally. Yeah, I bet other countries have it worse, but we have it right here. And we don't even see it. We don't know how to even look for it.
You know, and that's, again, there's another misconception, right? It's worse. It just looks different. And so what we know is that crime is adaptive based on the needs, the demand, and the supply, right?
I see.
And the eco-socioeconomic factors within each country. So if you go into places like Thailand, you're going to see it's completely horrific. It's terrifying. It's open. It's in the streets. I mean, children as young as 2 or 3 are walking up to proposition themselves to businessmen.
boy.
Here, you're going to see something that looks a little bit more trendy, but is just as terrifying, right? We have young teenagers on social media being put on places that have now been taken down, like Backpage, right? And so many other trafficking sites. I'm one of the advocates, just FYI. I know all the sites, but I don't like to name them. I just want
You
to
don't want
say
to
that.
give them publicity. yeah.
Right, exactly. I always hear that. I hear these advocates who go online. I love all my fellow advocate friends, and they'll be like, and it's on this site or this site or this site. And I'm like, no, don't tell people what site it's at.
Now, you said here in the Tower District, you see it right around our neighborhood. Athena's out in Clovis. I mean, this exists everywhere then.
Oh, absolutely. We have. We actually just did some statistics last year so that we can make some presentations for some of our city pleas, and we found that 30% of our clients came out of Clovis.
Yeah. Now, we think of, instantly prostitution because that's, pretty damaging thing there. What other types, like out in Clovis, would you see human trafficking?
One of the most prolific cases that we know of is actually a labor trafficking case, which was one of the first identified human trafficking cases that came out almost 9 years ago, and it actually came out of Clovis. And I want to jump in and say that prostitution, hopefully one day that word will go away, that is human trafficking.
That is human trafficking.
That is human trafficking. Regardless of how an individual gets out there, what we know is that more than 90% of individuals in human trafficking entered between the ages of 12 and 14. right?
Wow.
Children do not self-exploit all on their own.
I
There
see.
are some sort of core vulnerability that is being played upon, and there is another hand that is unseen that led that child down that dark path.
And people, some adults know how to spot that and exploit that.
Oh, absolutely. And beyond that, we have to realize, and what makes it so much dangerous and has also made it so prevalent, is that the gangs are heavily involved now. And gangs are involved at the same level as they did 10 or 15 years ago. So you really can't self-exploit here in this town without a gang member raising a red flag at some point and coming in. So again, I want to make sure that's one of the things that I push, is that human trafficking and prostitution are one and the same.
Okay, they're the same thing. So prostitution is just one of the many, many, many forms of human trafficking.
One of the many terms that we use.
Okay. Now, Athena, we'll be back. We'll be back in a couple of weeks, right, Athena? We'll be live on the channel here in a couple of weeks, you think?
I hope so. When is the shelter in place going to be lifted? Is it May 15th? I'm a little confused by the dates.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, but I think maybe we should have Debra on every month or two and just keep this issue alive and on the front burner and
Yep.
like that.
That sounds good.
And Athena's a reader between us, so she will read that book.
Awesome.
We'll
I
get it.
will get that book over to me, or I guess I could just order it online.
Yeah, order it
Wonderful.
at Amazon. Just go to Amazon and type A Cry
Of the heart.
of the Heart. Or if you can't remember the name, go to that btcfresno.org. And you can click and order it there. Just click. It's easy. What phone number is this? 492-1566.
So that's our office line. So you
Okay.
can reach myself or any one of our staff members at that public line.
Okay. And if you're listening, a lot of our listeners are driving now and
Mm-hmm.
listening to us, through their Bluetooth and stuff. So if you're driving and you didn't write this down, call me and I will have the web address. I'll have the phone number. We'll put you in touch with this. Maybe you know somebody who's maybe needs some help and you want to put them in touch with Breaking the Chains, or maybe you just want to help. Maybe always contributions are welcome, I'm sure.
Right now, more than ever. So our services haven't stopped. They've actually expanded. Again, a core population that we serve is affected by homelessness and poverty. And right now, more than ever, our clients are vulnerable. So
Okay. Now, anything else you want our viewers to know? I
No.
just rush people off there.
I just have to say thank you. Thank you for all your support. And remember, together we are breaking the chains.
Together we're breaking the chains. Athena, we're going to take a break. You're going to go. We're going to send you, finish your radio thing, go back to your babysitter. Now, you've been locked in the house with those kids for how long?
Oh my God. I mean, we've been out and about a little bit. We have been quarantining, and they've been like, we'll go to the park, but they can't go on the equipment. We go walks for dogs. My 12-year-old and I went on, that Clovis Trail. We went for a bike ride, but totally for me, work virtual from home and homeschool. It's been like 6 weeks. This is hard.
All right.
And voting on whether or not they're going to go back to school, but all the other schools closed, so why
Yeah.
would Clovis be different?
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to close. Well, listen, thank you, Athena, for checking in. It's your show, after all. Thanks, Debra Rush, CEO of Breaking the Chains. And check out the book. Go to btcfresno.org. My cousin Fred Rush says this is his cousin. We'll talk about that on the commercial, okay? At least we know someone's watching this show. We'll be back with more right after this.